Imagine you're traveling in a new city and you're hungry. You walk down a street and see two restaurants right next to each other. One has a line of people spilling out the door. The other is completely empty. Almost every single person will walk right past the empty tables and join the back of that long line. We make this choice because navigating the world takes a lot of mental energy. To save time, our brains assume that the crowd has already done the research and that all those people must know something we don't. Psychologists call this kind of mental shortcut a heuristic. A heuristic is a rule of thumb our brains use to make quick decisions without having to process a mountain of new information. This specific shortcut is known as social proof. Social proof is the operating assumption that if the majority of people are doing something, it must be the correct choice. Following the crowd in this scenario is not a sign of weakness. It is a biological navigation tool that shapes nearly every choice you make throughout the day. But relying on the crowd has a catch. We need to look at what happens when the majority of people around you are making a clear, undeniable mistake. To test this, psychologist Solomon Asch set up a series of experiments in the 1950s to see how far people would go to fit in. This diagram shows the test they used. A volunteer was placed in a room with a group of actors. They were shown a target line on the left and asked which of the three lines on the right matched it. The actors were given secret instructions beforehand. On certain rounds, they would all purposefully pick the clearly wrong line before the real volunteer got a turn to speak. Faced with a group of people confidently giving an incorrect answer, a massive majority of the real volunteers caved. They agreed with the group, ignoring the clear physical evidence right in front of their own eyes. The drive to align with the people around us is so strong that it can easily override our perception of reality. Conformity is a deep-seated psychological drive, rather than a casual preference. Why does the brain force us to agree with the group, even when logic tells us they are making a mistake? Throughout early human history, wandering off from the tribe was a death sentence. Being alone meant you were completely exposed to predators and starvation. This diagram highlights how the brain evolved to prevent that from happening. It developed a specific region called the anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC. The ACC is responsible for monitoring social tension. When you start to deviate from the consensus of your group, the ACC acts as an error detection system. It literally sounds a biological alarm, flooding your body with stress to warn you. That awkward physical discomfort you feel when you disagree with a room full of people is an ancient survival mechanism, firing off to prevent you from being exiled into the wilderness. While the brain uses stress to punish us for standing out, it also uses a powerful reward system to encourage us to blend in. When we adopt the norms of our peers and find agreement with the group, the brain releases a neurochemical called dopamine. Dopamine acts like a chemical treat. It makes us feel safe and happy, creating a self-reinforcing loop that encourages us to keep conforming to get that rewarding feeling again. Human behavior is caught in this exact loop, bouncing between the physical pain of social rejection and the addictive chemical pleasure of group acceptance. Today, we carry this ancient biology into the digital world. The algorithms behind platforms like TikTok, with its endless scroll of recommended videos, are perfectly designed to hijack those exact same reward and stress systems. This creates what researchers call an information cascade. An information cascade is a phenomenon where individuals abandon their own private judgment and simply copy the actions of the people ahead of them in the sequence. We see this cascade in action when a highly specific aesthetic suddenly takes over the internet, like the neon green brat summer trend sparked by musician Charlie XCX. Because the social proof is so highly visible, these cascades can jump from a niche music subculture straight into the messaging of presidential campaigns in a matter of days. Viral trends are massive information cascades. They are highly efficient systems exploiting our caveman wiring on a global scale. Feeling the pull to join these trends doesn't make you a mindless sheep. It just means your brain is working exactly as it was designed to. The problem is that while this wiring kept our ancestors alive, it is a liability in a modern world saturated with bad advice, financial scams, and endless misinformation. The next time you feel the overwhelming urge to buy a viral product or repeat a popular opinion, take a 1-second pause. Ask yourself if you genuinely agree with the choice, or if you are just trying to quiet your brain's social alarm. Understanding your own biological programming gives you the space to step back, evaluate the facts, and reclaim your independent thought.